Boston Public Schools is the birthplace of education in our nation. And our goal continues to be eliminating the achievement gap for all of our students in the Boston Public Schools, ensuring that every child achieves high standards. The core strategy for eliminating the achievement gap is ensuring that we have the best teachers and school leaders in all of our schools. Our job as a central office is to provide the resources to schools and to teachers to ensure that they can learn from one another. We are fortunate in Boston Public Schools to have phenomenal teachers and phenomenal school leaders. Some of those teachers will be exemplified in videos, and we'll learn from them this year as we learn about what effective practices are in eliminating achievement gaps.
My name is Raym, and I teach 4th grade at the Mario Umana Academy. I spent a lot of time writing papers and reading about the achievement gap and reading about urban schools and how to make change in policy in urban public schools. And I decided that rather than studying that or being part of the policymaking process, I wanted to be an agent of change in the classroom. Both my parents were public school teachers for over 30 years. And I think it was always something that in the back of my head I was really committed to and interested in. And it was truly just a natural fit after graduation that this was something I'd always been passionate about. What method did Yamari use here? Yameli? What's this method, the first method she used? Algorithm. Yep, the traditional algorithm. What method did Sandra use? Angel? Lattice. Lattice. What was this final method that she used, Isabella? Yeah, the partial product method, exactly. Did she get the same answer? Did she get the same answer? 1,344, 1,344, 1,344. How could you check that? There's 2 ways that you could check that. 2 ways that you could check that. Catherine, what's one way? I love the idea of taking one problem and really like ripping it apart and making sure that we have like a really solid understanding of it together before students do it on their own. Like even if it took 20 minutes to do that one problem, I think that is like just incredibly important for students and can be incredibly powerful to think, okay, this took us a really long time, but they're like, let's go back now and identify the steps that we took to solve this problem so that we can utilize that in our own practice.
I have wanted to be a teacher since as early as I can remember. In fact, my mother tells me that as a child, I used to line my dolls up and teach to them. So for as long as I can remember, I've wanted to teach. I also had a very, very powerful 8th grade Algebra 1 teacher, and now I'm teaching 8th grade Algebra 1, so I know that she had a real influence on me. My inner voice is always telling myself, allow the kids to talk, stop talking, ask the kids why, don't answer why, let them do so. And I'm always wondering and thinking, have I done that enough? Or if a student goes to say something, I try to remind myself, don't cut the student off and jump to what you think and answer the question you think they're going to say.
During the first round of filming of effective practice videos, we were incredibly fortunate to capture just that, effective practice. One of the first schools that we filmed at was the Dever, and I recall back to one of the teachers, Tawanna Wilkes.
A 10, a 6, and a 1. What does a 10, a 6, and a 1 mean? 10 plus 6 plus 1, what's that?
10 plus 6 plus 1 equals 17.
But why would he use a 1 though? Like, how come he didn't just break it up into a 10 and a 7?
She was able to engage all of her students in the work. She had a very well-structured lesson that took into account the children's needs and diverse learning styles, and she gave them all an opportunity to participate in the work as well as explain their thinking to their peers. So our hope is that schools will be able to use the effective practice, videos, and other resources that are on the interactive rubric to support teaching in schools, thus having a greater impact on the learning of our students here in Boston Public Schools.
Well, she acts when we ask her, she's into the lesson like way more. Like she gets happy when we get the right answers.
She does have high expectations because she wants the best out of us. She wants us to keep on going, and then, like we said, we're going to college.